this afternoon. Right now, we're going to be doing a block of shorter pieces, and we'll be starting off with a Bay Area playwright and performer who I've known for a long time. I'm really glad to have her here. This is Roberta DeLois with her piece, California Dream.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for coming to the show today. If you were with me last year, or even if you weren't, you might remember or find out today that I was 25. I had moved to Berkeley from the East Coast. I worked at a skunky office job, and I'd just been dumped by my cross-dressing boyfriend. I was devastated. I went to work, alphabetized files in the morning, re-alphabetized them in different folders in the afternoon, went home, had a TV dinner or a sandwich, and cried myself to sleep. I thought I was hiding it pretty well at work, but Cecilia, an older woman who'd taken me under her wing when I first started, called me over one day. "Dear heart, how would you like to go to the egg shop in Apple Press, have some coffee, my treat?" We walked over, and once we got there, Cecilia just looked at me, put her hand over mine on the table. "Oh, God, please don't come on to me because I don't really go that way, okay?" "Oh, dear heart, I'm not going to come on to you." Oh, shit, did I say that out loud? No, but I could tell what you were thinking. "I'm just concerned about you. You seem so unhappy. How can I help?" "I'm not unhappy. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. It's like I don't know what to do, if I should leave and go back east, or stay here in the stupid job and stupid Colin and just everything. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do." "Oh, dear heart, I can see you're suffering. I can see your soul is suffering." Hey, I had 16 years of Catholic school. Don't give me that soul stuff. I'm done with that soul stuff. "Dear heart, let me help you. I have a friend. I know a man. His name is Conrad. He's really wonderful. He's very kind. He's very smart. And I think he could really help you." "You're not going to sell me into sex slavery, are you?" "Dear heart, why would you say that?" "I don't know. California. People in California can be weird sometimes. I don't know." "Oh, dear heart, no. He's just a very wise and a very kind man. He really helped me so much when I came out here. I'm so happy now." "How can you be happy? You always talk about how, you had a horse back in Colorado and your farm. Now you're living in that studio in Oakland. Are you really happy?" "I am happier, dear heart, than I have ever been. I'm here to care for my brother. He's been very ill, and Conrad helped me understand this was my path. This is what I needed to do. He helped me see the world more clearly, and I'm very grateful to him. Here, why don't you call him? I'm sure he could help you." She passed me a piece of paper with his number on it. Okay. I didn't call. What was some guy going to tell me? You didn't even know me, what I should do next? Cecilia knew enough to let it go for a while, but after a few weeks, "So, dear heart, did you happen to call Conrad this week?" No, I didn't really have time. Sorry." "So, were you able to call Conrad?" No. "So?" No. I decided what I needed to do, instead of calling Conrad, was to redo my apartment, fix it up a little bit, get the dust bunnies out from under the bed, redo my bookshelves, reorganize things. As I was reorganizing, I found a poetry book Colin had given me. Inside the book was a piece of paper I used as a bookmark, something he'd written to me. It said, "I will always love you, and I will always be there for you." I just started sobbing. I fell to the floor. I don't even know how long I was laying there. The phone rang, and I thought for a minute, it must be Colin. I mean, he knows I'm thinking about him. "Hello, is this Roberta?" "Yes." "This is Conrad, Cecilia's friend. Have I caught you at a bad time?" "No." Cecilia suggested that we might go to lunch. I might take you to lunch and chat for a bit. I would like to take you to lunch this Saturday at Okokole in Berkeley at 12 o'clock. Would that be convenient for you? Okokole. Okokole was this ersatz French cafe around the corner from my apartment. They had salad niçoise and quiches and hazelnut crepes and cafe au lait. I'd never actually been there. I mean, I couldn't afford it on my salary, but it was the closest I'd probably ever get to France, so okay. I got there a bit early, watched people come in and out. Guy with a mohawk came in. I figured that wasn't him. Another young guy with a skateboard, probably not him. An older, middle-aged guy, salt and pepper hair, really tall, wearing a tweed suit in Berkeley in the middle of September, with a lavender shirt, lavender tie, a little gold tie tack. Hello, Roberta? I'm Conrad, Cecilia's friend. Oh, hi. May I sit down? Oh, sorry, yeah, sure. Cecilia told me you might like to talk. I can see that you're in a great deal of pain. I can see that you're really suffering. I can see that you're blind. Hey, I'm not blind. I got my napkin here, I got up and started to leave. Please don't leave. I have a difficult time with people that are in a great deal of pain. I sometimes blurt things out. I'm very sorry to have upset you. Why don't we enjoy some nice food, and if we can talk later, if it's more convenient, if it's too confusing right now, that would be fine. The server came over at that point. 2 quiche Lorraines, 2 hazelnut crepes after the quiche, a cafe au lait for the lady, and a just water for me, thank you. So, crepes and a little bit of talking. How bad could it be? So, I would like to help you. I think you should read this book. It was Meetings with Remarkable Men by G.I. Gurdjieff. It helped me very much along the path to follow and what to do, and it helped me see the world clearly as it is. Okay. They brought the food. The quiche was great. When the hazelnut crepes came, Conrad hadn't really been eating the quiche, but he dug into those crepes like with gusto, as I did. They were wonderful. The cafe au lait, coffee with milk. It was fine. So there's a meeting on Tuesdays, 7:15 at the old Presbyterian Church in Berkeley. I think you would enjoy it. I think it would help you find your path. So like meditating or something? Not exactly. It's a fellowship of people who are all seeking the truth, seeing how they can open their eyes to see the world clearly. Okay. I need to go. He stood up. He put his hand in his pocket and he didn't have a wallet. He had wads of 20s and 50s and a couple of hundreds. He put 3 $50 bills on the table for a $30 tab. Goodbye. And left. I pocketed one of the 50s and went home. I tried to read the book. It didn't make any sense. It was a bunch of gobbledygook about this Russian mystic who would travel through time to meet all the famous mystics in the world, and he was going to teach people how to really see clearly. And if you went to the post office and mailed a letter, you would forget yourself and not know what you were doing. It really didn't make any sense. But I thought the meetings, I wasn't doing anything else on Tuesdays. Maybe I would meet some nice people. So I went the next Tuesday. It was a big, beautiful room in the church with a circle of women sitting inside, all different ages, some close to my age, some looked to be 70s, maybe even 80s. They looked at me, kind of looked back at what they were doing. They weren't talking. They were just sitting, looking at each other. Another middle-aged man came in, shorter this time, salt and pepper hair, with a suit, but a more appropriate suit for the Berkeley weather. Same lavender shirt, tie, and a little gold tie tack. Roberta, you must be Cecilia's friend. I'm Terry. Welcome. Please have a seat. And we sat. And sat. We just sat. Like, not even like meditating. Like, people were like, scratching their hands or scratching their legs and kind of looking at each other, but not really communicating. We just sat, like, waiting for a bus or something. After about 40 minutes, Terry said, "All right, thank you, everyone. See you next week." So that's it? What did you expect? I don't know, like chanting or meditating or something? The path can be very difficult. I'll see you next week, I hope. I went home. I thought, it's kind of weird, but it was kind of nice. Like, we weren't actually doing anything weird. We were just sitting. I thought maybe that would be better for me, just sit. So I went back for a few weeks. Same routine. We'd sit, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes. Terry always led, and then we'd leave. The women, though, started to smile at me. I mean, they didn't say anything. They didn't say anything to each other either, but they smiled at me and seemed to welcome me more. I thought maybe as time went on, maybe I'd make some friends. It seemed pleasant. Then I went one week, and we sat for a very short time, maybe 10 minutes. And then the oldest woman in the group pulled out a book from under her chair. It was Meetings with Remarkable Men. Everyone else pulled out their books as well and followed along as she read. And indeed, the mind of contemporary man, of whatever level of intellectuality, is only able to take cognizance of the world by means of data, which, whenever accidentally or intentionally activated, arouse in him all sorts of fantastic impulses. Only then will he deserve the name of man and can count upon anything prepared for him from above to preserve intact both the wolf and the sheep entrusted to his care. Everybody nodded like they really got it. Even Terry was kind of nodding along. And then he just said, "All right, thank you, everyone. See you next week." I went home. I tried to read the book again. It made a little more sense. Like, there was a bunch of stuff that seemed more like just Christian theology, like love your neighbor, work hard as you can, honor your parents, honor your family. Didn't seem like anything special, but people seemed to believe in it, and maybe I would get something out of it. So I went back for a few weeks, same thing. People would read something from the book, and then we'd leave. I was just about to give up on it when I went the next week, and there was a real animation in the air. I mean, the women were smiling at each other and at me. No one ever said hello, but they seemed to welcome me into the group in a way I hadn't felt before. When Terry arrived, even he seemed more animated, more happy to be there. So we sat. No reading this time, just sat for maybe 20 minutes. And then the youngest woman of the group, the one who seemed to be about my age, said, "I cooked some red potatoes today. Some small red potatoes. Today I cooked the small potatoes." Another woman answered, "That sounds like a wonderful day." And they all began talking in turn. "I cooked some small potatoes. I cooked some small potatoes. Today, I cooked the small potatoes. The small potatoes." Terry didn't say anything, just nodded, and I didn't say anything because I hadn't cooked any potatoes that day. But everyone seemed really happy to announce this, and again, they looked at me with welcoming again. Then Terry got up and said, "All right, thank you, everyone. Now, as you know, next week is G's birthday, so we won't be meeting. I urge you to honor him in whatever way you see fit. I'll see you all in 2 weeks." And we left. I went home. I was delighted. I felt like something, like I belonged there, like I was one of them. And I realized small potatoes. Everything, the sitting, the meeting, my problems, go here, go there, move, don't move. They were all just small potatoes. That's what they've been trying to tell me. I don't have to worry. I'll figure out what to do. Maybe I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out, and I'll start to see things as they really are, and I will know what to do. I could hardly wait for the 2 weeks to go by, and I arrived, but the women were all sitting in a circle away from me. They looked up but looked away from me again, and some looked at their shoes, some just looked at each other. No one would acknowledge me. And then Terry arrived. "What are you doing here?" "I'm here for the meeting. It's Tuesday, right?" Yes, it's Tuesday. Where were you last week?" "You said not to come for 2 weeks." "If you knew what we were doing, you would have shown up like you were supposed to. That message was not meant for you." "But you said 2 weeks. You said..." Anyone who would get that message would understand. If you were really on the path, we celebrate G's birthday, Buddha's birthday, and Jesus' birthday all together in fellowship. I'm sorry, you're obviously not on the path. You're not one of us. You'll have to leave." "But I like it here." "I'm sorry. You haven't opened your eyes one bit. This is not for you. You'll have to leave." And he ushered me out the door and closed it behind him. When I looked over, a few of the women looked at me. It seemed like with pity, but I couldn't really tell. I walked all the way home. I didn't know what to do. I mean, what kind of cult kicks you out? I mean, cults want people to join, right? And if it wasn't a cult, then maybe it had something for me and I'd messed it up. I didn't know, but I didn't really understand. I just didn't get it. I was happy there. I felt like I belonged. The phone rang. I was sure it must be Terry, just laughing at the joke he had made. "Hello, Roberta, this is Conrad." "Oh, hi. I heard what happened in the group. I'm very sorry." "Oh, well, thank you, Conrad. But now it means we can do something together. I can take you somewhere, a nice restaurant, a real date." What? What are you talking about?" "I'm not permitted to date the people in the fellowship. But now that you're not going to the meetings anymore, we can go out and have a wonderful time. I would love to take you to someplace really nice. We could be together." "I don't think so, Conrad." I hung up the phone. I still don't know what that was all about. I didn't know if it had been a setup, if this was really anything. When I got to work next day, Cecilia was gone. She left me a note, back to the farm. We'll never know if she had a hand in it or what happened. I still don't know, but I knew one thing at the time. I was finished meeting with remarkable men.